Alrighty, welcome everybody, welcome back to a bit more of the graveyard keeping. Last time where we left off, I had a full screen for the game. There we go, found it. And we also started tidying up, or kind of tidying up our graveyard big time, which also ended up in us getting a ton of those red points, the handicraft points, that I was kind of lacking for a while. Then, just before we finished up, I think I invested those handicraft points mainly into marble creation. So I would be able to soon craft this thing, which we need 3 for those in order to upgrade our church further. The thing is, I'm not sure I should do that, because last time the bishop told us, hey, you can't hold any sermons anymore if you upgrade the church. I probably should have told you that before, haha. That was kind of awkward. So, not entirely sure what to do with that information. Either way, let's see, it is just after Sunday. I think I will want to go up to the quarry in order to do some things, well, just kind of get the marble, because that's where we get marbles. Also, I will want to go ahead and grab enough materials so I can set up more things up there, I would imagine. Also, I need a ton of consumables to eat, so I'm actually going to aim to start this entire endeavor next week. I will also want to figure out what I need to build a sawhorse, chopping spot, circular saw, wine press, stone cutter, potter's wheel, paper press. The thing to repair stuff. I want to make a thing to repair my equipment. And I think I also do have whetstone, a new one. Oh, speaking of which, last time we ended up just kind of cutting off very abruptly because my internet just kind of went kaboom. And I decided to just continue what I wanted to do in the first place. I did end up just buying a whetstone, that's all I did, and I hope you didn't really lose any other content from that. And Silver Moon, thank you so much for 10 rounds in a row support. Welcome back to you. Well, I'm glad you enjoy your stay. Thank you very, very much. That's really nice of you. So, alrighty. What is my current goal? I guess my current goal really is to just get enough food supplies so I'll be able to survive up there. What is this thing called? A grindstone. I will want to make a grindstone up there in order to repair my equipment. I'm coming in a second. Where is the grindstone? Can I not make one? No, the grindstone is just there. Maybe there's already grindstone up there as well. Either way, I think we probably can just use the stone stockpile in order to combine that with the marble. So we probably don't have to worry about that, so... Ooh, that's a really nice looking body overall. Extract the blood. And the fat. Do I actually have any more space at this point? I think I'm running out of space pretty severely at this point. And I think I can no longer add any more graves currently. Let me see. Yeah, no more graves can be built at this point. Which means I want to start exhuming various ones that are not the greatest for a graveyard, which makes sense. Such I think this one here has 3 minus. So also provides 1. This one just doesn't really do much for us. This one is kinda decent. This one literally just gives +1. This one also kind of literally exactly gives +1. But this one also has a gravestone on top of it. Alrighty, we need an exhumation permission in order to make space in our graveyard. So we kind of cannot really do a whole lot with this one. So we need to remove the gravestone, but this one is the easiest one to remove. So put our new body in there. And let's just put the gravestone here for now. Do I have any fences left? I do. So this is not optimal. I would want to replace that eventually, but for now this is okay. And in Stick, thank you. Nothing like tinkering to the soothing tones of the Yaga voice. Thank you, I appreciate that. Welcome back to you as well, Link Stick. I'm glad you enjoy your stay, Headball. Thank you very much for an incredibly long time of 34 arms in a row support. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And those agrees to you, John Mason. Hope you're having a pleasant day so far. So, ceramics thingies. What else do I need? Let's just put this in here for now. What can I make with cabbage? I'm not using that salt. No. Don't do that. It doesn't really look like I can do anything else with cabbage either. Unless I would get some quality fish fillets. Baked apple, fried eggs. Nothing really stands out. It's really just carrot slices that end up being quite worthwhile, it feels like. So I guess we're going to get more carrot seeds. Unless we want to eat maggots. Which might not be the worst idea. Wait a second. Maybe I could build something else up there nowadays. Because we may have advanced our technology further. Speaking of which, garden bed with sticks I can make now too. Don't even know what that's for. Probably for grapes. Like we can see you, Rhacodactylus. Hope you're doing well. So what do we do in the meantime while we wait for probably the carrots to grow? Maybe the beets as well. Let's see how expensive one or the other is. Carrots at 9 per seed. Cabbage as well. There's no beet seeds. Oh, there is. There's 12 per. Yeah, that's not really worth it. So I would just go for more carrots, I guess. Reasonably expensive, but also in the end it's going to be somewhat reasonable, I would imagine. So, how do we bide our time? Do I go further into the dungeon, or do I just continue tidying up our graveyard for now? Hang on, wasn't there some place to go down here? And I wanted to check out just south of my home. Let's actually plant the carrots real quick. And then do that. Just to see whether that might actually end up being worthwhile one way or another. Carrot seeds. Okay, will have another carrot slice invasion very soon. That reminds me, I probably will want to take the teleport stone with me if I go to the northwest there. Might make sense. How much more do you have, my friend? 50? Okay. That's perfectly fine. That will last for a while. Wonder whether I could have actually gone here and I just never realized it. Might as well grab the rocks along the way, because we will need plenty of rocks very soon. Which might as well go for actually cutting down rocks. Although I think in the wooden cabin, cutting down rocks is perfectly acceptable too. Wait. No, I'm already too far to the east. Let's go for the west. It was kind of there where I was. Rocks. What's that behind the tree? More rocks. So I think I would need to be able to make a cauldron in order to help the witch, but I haven't really seen anything where I could make anything of that kind, even remotely. Just walking my pet rock. No, this is kind of all there is. I didn't miss anything. Oh boy, the lag. The lag! What is going on? Maybe I should ask the Inquisitor sometime about extending my graveyard. He's there on this day. In the meantime, I guess Santa's going to go ahead and cut down some more stones. We have plenty of rocks laying around here that I still don't really have a good method of transporting. Someone mentioned earlier that you can just repeatedly press E and E again, and it seems like that works actually pretty well. I wonder whether we can actually shove 3 rocks, although 3 is probably a bit of a stretch to do this. So it's actually going to be quite the endeavor trying to do those things. I'm actually really wondering whether there's a whetstone up there, or whether I should take my old tools with me as well. No, these have just significantly lower output rate. If anything, I would, before I go up there again, I guess, make a second steel pickaxe. It's less noisy this way, I guess. Also slightly more precise. Again, I'm probably investing more time just kind of trying to juggle those. Oh, that's all the stones we can put there. To my knowledge, there's not really any reason for me to leave the stone slabs as stone slabs, so I might as well always break them down into smaller pieces. Oops. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. There we go. Hey Inquisitor, welcome. How are you doing? Did I already get the perk for breaking down the stones? I wonder. Tricks of the trade. I did not, so I would need 50 more of the blue points in order to do that. I do believe we have a bit of faith left over for now. Maybe I should be able to invest that into analyzing some more things that give us more blue points. I think I will do it, so that way I should get more stones in the long run. More efficiently, more quickly. It's just going to be nicer overall. 16 faith, yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, I already started doing this, which is actually kind of less than ideal because now I can't really make graveyard thingies that I still need to analyze. And hey Barlokar, welcome back. How are you doing? So we need a polished brick of marble for this. And 5 faith. Ooh, that's really expensive. So we could technically go for higher quality. I don't know what the point of that is in the end, but oh, it's okay. Piece of marble. You actually need wooden wedges in order to break down marble, apparently. Well, good thing I see that right now, because I didn't really expect that. I don't know what the point of wooden wedges in that combination is, but I assume it makes sense in the long run. So let's make a fancy fence for now. Means I need a bunch of polished bricks. I need a lot of polished bricks anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make polished bricks until tomorrow, where we are going to ask the Inquisitor about, hey, can I use the left side of my graveyard? Because that would be kind of convenient. We might be able to get to an agreement even if I don't like him. Because so far we've actually, well, I've been trying to act the equivalent of lawful good. Trying. Maybe sometimes I threaded a little bit of gray area here and there. So I think, yeah. Okay, I just used up my... my other chisel, so we no longer have one. Okay, putting those in here. Oops, give me the bread back, please. Have I talked to the Inquisitor to expand my graveyard to the left? Not yet. That's kind of the plan, what I want to do right now. Also, as soon as Sunday passes, I'm going to go up into the mountain. And I might just take a bunch of materials with me to set up camp there for good. I don't know what exactly I need, so I'm just going to take a ton with me, I guess. So, I would like to make a stone cross too. I don't remember whether I analyzed this thing already or not. I did, okay. But I figured since I need that thing anyways, there's not really much of a reason not to just make those for now. Same deal with this thing. Alternatively, I could go and make a plinth. I just don't really like investing 3 faith for it, because plinth doesn't seem to really add much. I mean, it's pretty much the exact same like a stone cross, except it uses a carved piece of stone on top of it. It's really strange to me what that purpose of the thing might even be, for that matter. But hey, that's probably a reason. Good morning to you, Credo. How are you doing? Let's make a gravestone too. Those are actually not too bad. I've never made one, so I'm pretty sure I've never analyzed it. Should give me some more blue points. And I have plenty of stone grave fences. So... Oh, it's already going towards the nighttime. Oh boy, this was way quicker than expected. Is that wobbly sound in actual music or due to stream/compression? I do believe it's streaming related. I've heard that actually yesterday in Keshura's stream as well, and was a bit surprised. Although that might actually be a Twitch thing currently. Hey Inquisitor buddy. Hi.
Ah, Keeper. I enjoy the air here. There's something righteous in it. It's good to know that we'll soon be burning another witch here.
We are still torturing her. I don't like you.
But forgiveness is worth it. This time the burning should go perfect. I need a man like you on our side. Will you join with our fellow guardians of the faith?
No, I'm good.
I am displeased with your choice. But you are a free man. For now. We need some firewood for a nice warm fire. And as many advertising flyers as you can get.
We'll pay you for it. No. No, I'm not going to do that. What's with the other half of the graveyard?
Yes, there was a curse many years ago. And still the evil is somewhere nearby.
Get a permission to unlock the western side of the graveyard. Purchase permission. So I just need to have 10 silver for that. Okay. I don't need to deal with this guy aside from paying him. That's perfectly reasonable to me. I wonder if something is odd about the sound for this game in particular. There might be. I do not know. What does that do for me? Oh, those are basically farming places with stakes. There's also still that grave up there that I have no idea what it's about. Actually, now that I know more about grave thing is, I wonder how good condition this grave is actually. Didn't I repair that at some point? I thought I repaired it. Maybe I just streamed it, because I know Keshura repaired this thing. Just probably only meant to repair it, just never did. Oh well. So, leave this here, leave this here. We've analyzed stone grave fence. Can still analyze all three of those. Okay, going to do that. Give me more blue points, should unlock the tricks of the trade for me. Need only 3 and 15, sure. Stone cross. Alright, tricks of the trade already unlocked. Might as well continue for now. 3 and 3, that's pretty good. And last but not least, stone grave fence, 3 again. Okay. And I should also be able to just kind of more or less right away install that grave fence. Plus, I think what I want to do is buy some candles. Aren't candles kind of expensive though? I feel like they're kind of expensive. I have a bunch of greystones that I just haven't set up, which I might as well, really. This one can here get +3 more. So this is kind of perfect for it. This one here can actually get 4 more, so this is kind of perfect for it. What? Oh. Running out of energy here. This one here can only get 3 more. So this is fine. This one here can only get 3 more. 2 is as good as I can do. Might as well use the grave markers that I have. I kind of meant to replace all of them at some point, but for now I'm probably just going to upgrade all the way. Whoa. Spooky. I can't handle this job anymore. This is all your fault. New guys, they are terrible. You just destroyed my graves. Hey, sorry. I really am trying my best to get rid of the bad ones. You're not doing enough. I am so sad. So sad. What have I done? I'm so sorry. Just try to hang in there. I'll try to fix everything. Are we still friends? Yeah, sure. Oh, he's like my ex. Wow. Again, sorry about that. But now I feel so relieved. All the bad energy has wished away. See you later. You don't want this grave. Oh my goodness, what are you doing with my graveyard, dude? So, I guess according to him I need to get rid of all the really bad ones that have any form of red in them. Well, that just kind of made my graveyard a whole lot worse. Rude. Well, stone repair kits it is. That was kind of spooky. Can't you repair that? Yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to take stone repair kits in just a moment. Stone repair kits. I need a bunch of simple iron parts. Actually quite a lot of them. And I don't have enough iron anymore. Well, good thing we're going up to the quarry very soon, I guess. Wonder whether... Okay, you cannot analyze those, or maybe I did already. Either way, they don't give me anything new. Can I make some more iron? Nope. Yep, we are running out of iron as well. So we need iron, we need marble, we need stones. We need plenty of things from the quarry, I guess. Get that perk you forgot. Oh, that's true. Thank you. Tricks of the trade. Now we get more rocks when rocksmithing, and also probably more wood when woodsmithing. Or carpentering, I guess. So I guess according to him I need to get rid of all of the red ones. Which... I guess that's kind of a nice long-term goal. So essentially I should focus on removing the red ones over trying to optimize the output for the graveyard looking nice for now. for now. Like, this is a red one, this is a red one. There's a lot of red ones in here. They're not bad red ones, but they are there. Wonder what triggered that. Maybe going above 150 might have triggered that. Hey Blood, welcome. How are you doing? So, we need food for our trip. We have 40 carrot seeds now. Is that a bell? I think that was a bell. Before I go dash. Maybe eventually I'll think of actually taking a stack of peat with me, so this is going to be a little bit faster. Although to be fair, this is pretty quick anyways, thanks to the mouse mill actually working. Make wine man get roaring drunk. Wasn't there something interesting with...
That Yorick is totally unstable. That's a spineless twit.
You're pretty spineless yourself.
Don't forget that I have the thief, clack clack.
Hi, how are you doing? Leave.
See you later.
There was no bell, I guess. There was a reason why I couldn't make wine. I forget what the reason was, though. It was a pretty good reason to make wine, though. Okay, we need carrot slices. Lots of carrot slices. That's over 100 carrots right now. I am a bit surprised about that, but this is going to be our rations for the coming days. I'm going to leave the bread here. I'm going to leave the remainder of the carrots here. No access to a vineyard. We can plant... I think we can plant the equivalent for making a vineyard. But it's just like, I haven't really looked into that at all. Again, I don't really seem to have much of a reason to make a vineyard at all currently. So what did you want again? Could the graveyard be any better? Actually, we're getting pretty close to this. One silver per candle. It's too expensive for my taste. Yeah, that's okay. Alrighty. Guys, listen to me. Our church is great. I need some money. And I could use some more faith. Thank you for your donations, one way or another. Have a pleasant day. Thank you for a pilgrimage. Hi. Can you make candles yourself? Probably. Ooh, that's 10 silver, which means I could pay off the other dude for extending the graveyard. I really wanted to. So let's see. Church workbench. Preaching? Speaking of preaching, there's actually other things I could make in here. Aside from the ones, like I can make more candelabras, I can make wall candelabras. I could make a confessional, which is completely separate. Yeah, but I'm going to focus on the marble for now. So, we have, well, I think I have everything I need in order to survive in the quarry for a while. I'm going to make sure to bring a few things with me that might help me make stuff. I may want to make a furnace up there. So let's see, what do we need for a furnace? Some iron parts. So I'm just going to take a few simple iron parts with me, I guess. And that's actually all I kind of need, because the rest I can just make up there if necessary. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 30 flitch with me and take 30 sticks with me, all the nails, coal and iron ore I will get up there. I need the whetstone with me as well, probably. So I'm going to put everything here that I feel like I'm not going to need in the long run. Which is... I am not going to use this for now. I'm going to leave this here. That's actually kind of decent timing. Where did I have my teleport stone? I know I had a teleport stone. I don't remember where I put it. Does anyone remember? I know I had one. There it is. Somewhere. Just in case I need to get back real quick for some reason. In the meantime, can I not smelt silver? No, actually, I never went invested into that technology, did I? Okay, doing this real quick, grabbing the remainder of my carrot slices, and then we're going. Okay, not good enough. Take the body. Burn it. Also makes this a bit faster. Reminds me, I can actually leave the burial certificates here as well. Which I could have sold earlier in order to make space for the... get money for the Inquisitor demand as well. Okay, I'm going to leave the faith here, I'm going to leave the burial certificates here, I'm going to leave both the salt but also the urn thingy here. And that's kind of all we need. Don't need the armor for now. I one-shot the bats anyways, plus I'm not worried about dying. Alrighty, and we're off. I'm actually curious what I can build up there for that matter. I'm actually not interested in fighting bats right now. I don't need more paper. Is there a thing open over here? Oh, that's the apiary. I don't have the technology for the apiary, but at the same time I don't really know what the technology is. I assume it's in the nature branch, which I haven't really explored much. That's okay though. There we are. Alrighty. Can I? You can sleep here. That's kind of convenient. So I can make an iron ore stockpile if I wanted to. I actually need stones for the furnace. Huh? I didn't think that one through. I can also make a trunk eventually if I make more stone. Okay. So first of all we need stones. And I also didn't get the wooden wedges. Derp. Oh, that's an iron ore stockpile, not an actually stone stockpile. Right, those are separate. Thankfully I actually did bring enough things for this. So now that I have technology to get rid of this tree, this is making that easier too. I may also have to get a stockpile for wood. Oh no, I can't walk between those. Oh. Hello? Did I just make an iron ore stockpile? I made an iron ore stockpile, didn't I? Which, to be fair, I will use... I'm contemplating. This differently anyways. Stone stockpile, there we go. Kind of wish I put this one slightly further to the side. Okay. That is alright. So 15 per, which is not any worse than. And better crafting thing here. So it's alright. So if I want to make... I guess a basic furnace would do the trick, but I would need simple iron parts. Which I need to make an anvil for in order... That kind of runs in a circle. So I guess I'm kind of... I need the simple iron parts before I can make more. And at that point I might as well make a better furnace. Eh. Okay. So I need more things. Which means I think I'm just going to focus on getting stones for now. I will need lots of stones. And they are reasonably quick and simple to be obtained here. Oops. I also need more iron ore. Actually, I should probably prioritize iron ore. I will also very soon need more... Iron ore is on the left side there. I very soon will need more... other things. Words. As long as I'm not tired, I'm just going to use the carrot slices for regenerating, I guess. I need iron, so I actually need to invest into iron ore, but also I need coal. I think you find everything up here, if I'm not mistaken. Bring some iron bars next time? Yeah, that's the plan. But the thing is, I didn't have really any iron bars left. I think there's one iron bar I have left. So let's go ahead and grab some iron ore. Can't you repair that house? Apparently I can just straight up sleep in it. I don't need to repair it. But oh no. Why did you need to deliver another body right now? Well, I guess I have to come back anyways, but before that I want to prioritize getting at least some iron ore so we can smelt it, because we need iron, and then we need to also be able to make stuff up here. Which means I need to break down these things. And then I'll just walk back. No reason to use the teleport stone. Actually, I don't know whether the teleport stone is a consumable good or not. So 20 iron ore. Let's get some coal along the way. There's even water here. There's everything here you need to craft stuff. This is way more convenient to craft stuff here than in my home. What's that? Why did I get that? Also, let's get rid of the sticks. I wanted to make a trunk as well, but I need simple iron parts for seemingly everything. Limestone? What do you use limestone for? Also, there is no way to repair my pickaxe, so I want to do that down there. Oh, I guess that's good that for now. And we are back already. It's actually not that long of a walk, but it is definitely noticeable. I just noticed another grave there being rather decayed and rotten. Yeah, it's actually a nice body for once. Well, it's not entirely fair to say. Recently there have been quite a few nice bodies overall. Alrighty, we start on the top left. We need to exhume something, pretty much no matter what, so get one. Those exhumation permissions. Silver nuggets. I don't know how valuable those are. Let's get rid of the nails for now. It's a bit awkward, but I need to pick that thing up. So let's start on the top left. Okay, we exhume this one. So the goal is to have no more red ones at all anymore here. You just discovered that this game existed. It does exist indeed. If you're really interested in it, what are your thoughts so far? My thoughts so far is that this game is really, really good. The developers are also actively updating and tweaking things, so it is more pleasant overall. Because there are certain things that may not be quite so desirable, although I dare to say nothing terribly bad in any real capacity for that matter. But I really like it. It's really, really good in my book. Like, really good. Can recommend. So let's make some iron. Whoa, carrot slice invasion. So we need a bunch of simple iron parts up there. That's kind of the gist of what I remember. Sweet home. Also, I don't need that many iron well, carrot slices. Iron slices? Sure. Do I need any complex iron parts? I don't think so, so we just leave them here, I would say. Not for now, anyways. Also, the certificates here, so we have more space. Do we have any simple iron parts in here anywhere? Not here. There's some nails. And also stone repair kits. Why are they here? Only complex iron parts. Okay. More carrots for the carrot god. Wait, more carrots for our donkey. I would say for now. Basically, we need to do this here every time, it feels like. I did not mean to plant that directly, but that's fine. Just one. Was that the same amount just before? That's interesting. You have a slab of metal in front of your house. Yes, because I don't have an iron ore stockpile here, I actually can't do anything with it. Which is a bit awkward. But again, not really anything I can do about it. So, and I think I'm just going to go straight back up. Before I do that, I'm going to repair my pickaxe. And also leave the whetstone here, because apparently I can't repair the thing up there anyways. Yeah. Okay, let's go. I was wondering whether I could attack while still carrying the thing. Kinda. Just drops it. That was a weird lighting effect here. Alrighty, let's I guess build an anvil first, just so we have, I think, to do with it. Then we need a furnace, for which I need stones. I can make stones. It's kind of the point of this entire area anyways. Do I really need a furnace? I guess if I want to make a trunk, I will need nails, for which I need a furnace. Yeah, this is fine. This is okay. Then I need to grab some of the coal to power this furnace here. Again, it feels like this is a way better place to craft stuff, just because all the materials I need are quite literally around the corner. Let's see, how many do we have? 24. I get another 8. Okay, it's 2. I got sulfur out of that. So the reason why I was looking how many coal I got is because now I have a multiple of 10, which will allow me to just use up all of them without having any inventory problems left over. So now what I'm going to do is make some ingots, I guess. I need nails. How many do I need? I don't remember. A bunch. That's the answer. Upgrade to anvil too. We can actually kind of work our way up there. Now that I know that you can just straight up upgrade those rather than having to do anything else, makes that also a lot nicer. Except you can't upgrade the stone cutter, you have to actually replace it, curiously enough. So, it's 5 per iron ore slab, which means it's going to be 10. Let's go for 20 for now. You've got brimstone. I get silver nuggets out of this. This is kind of strange to me. Okay. Let this work out. Again, I don't seem to need to repair this. I can just go and sleep here. So it's quite interesting. So I could expand the graveyard at the Inquisitor, but really there's no rush for that in my book. I currently want to really replace all the red skulls for now, so that is going to be the higher priority. So now I want to build a trunk somewhere. That looks actually like a pretty good place. Brimstone is another name for sulfur. Right, I don't know what to do with sulfur currently. What the crafting thing is here, I guess. You know what? There's not really much of a reason why I would have to teleport stone anywhere else aside from here. Maybe? No, there probably is a reason, but I couldn't think of anything right now. So, do you want to have wood stuff as well here? Do I just focus on iron for now? Well, the ultimate goal is going to be marble, which means I actually need wooden wedges, which means I need something to have a wood stockpile. Where's the wood stockpile? Is there no wood stockpile for up here? Wooden anvil, furnace, iron ore stockpile. There's no wooden pot stockpile up here. Okay, that's kind of awkward. So I just need to bring a ton of wooden wedges up here. Polnados. Nados? Feel free to correct me. Thank you for the host, I appreciate that. Welcome everybody. I hope you're having a pleasant day so far. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Polnados. I think that sounds about right. Either way, thank you very much. How are you doing? What were you doing, if I may ask? I got it right? That sounds nice. Yeah, there's no wood stockpile here. What's that? That's weird. I figured I would be able to get wood up here, but no. So, note to self. I'm just going to make a ton of iron ore slabs here, I guess, until I have to go back down for the sermon. And also, let's get 200 coal for each furnace, which means 600 total. They seem to come in multiple of 28, which is interesting to think about. Whether I can make something with that. Oh, it's straight to the right for the iron ore thingy. Playing some Skyrim without tech issues. Oh no, sorry to hear about the tech issues, but I hope you enjoy your Skyrim. Do you play it regular, or do you mod anything in your Skyrim experience? I don't actually know anything about modding Skyrim. I'm just curious, because I know a lot of people really just like to use a bunch of mods that improve their experience one way or another. That's 8... That's 40. I guess 20 for each of the furnaces is fine, so let's shoot for 60 iron ore in the long run. This is 35, that means 25 more. You're a fan of the graphics mod. Regular have honestly never modded either. Oh, you're a fan of the graphics mod though. That's fair. That's fair. I've only ever played regular Skyrim, just kind of more or less when it was released. And I enjoyed my time with it. I got like 30-40 hours out of it, but eventually I just realized it's not quite my cup of tea in the end. But it was nice for a while. Definitely got my money's worth. So that is 40. It's going to be 45 here. $50, $55. Secret Man and Chrono Cross are amazing. I can agree with that. Although I've actually never really played Chrono Cross, it's just from the outside it looks really fascinating. Okay, going to sleep some more. Then we grab some coal and then we're back down. Then don't forget to bring a ton of wooden wedges up here, I guess. Never ended up finishing it. I see. Yeah, I never finished Skyrim either. Fun fact, actually, for the longest time did not even know that there was a defined goal inside Skyrim. So it never really crossed my mind that I should actually try to go for some form of a main storyline type deal. While I tried to go back to a certain set where I thought was the main storyline, I ended up actually just doing where the two factions that you initially just get confronted with just kind of clash, and I just helped out one side because I thought I had to decide for one, and that's where he continued, but actually I just had to go up the mountain. I never went up the mountain for those elder yelling dudes, or whatever you call them. Nice Harvest Moon. It is very similar to Harvest Moon, this game. It's quite fascinating. Why do you stop? How much iron do I have right now? I wanted to have 200 for each, in terms of coal, that is. Which means we are actually at 2 furnaces for now. Which means I need 200 more, basically. 200 more is about 10 times coal. What? Come on. Stop being silly here. So 27. We have 49. 60. Actually, no, that's 70. Now it is 96. Plus 1. I don't know. I'm horrible at counting, especially if the achievement pop-out actually covers the thing. Let's see, how close are we? 2, 3. Actually, we overshot the goal. That's okay. There's more coal over here. So I actually read in the patch notes that stone is now infinite, kind of implying that it wasn't infinite before. Meaning that maybe coal is, and the iron ore and the other stuff is not infinite. Don't tell me, by the way, whether that is or not. That's okay if I don't know. We deal with the consequences when we encounter it. And Paul Nados, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Welcome to you. And well, I hope you enjoy your stay. That's really nice of you. So, alrighty, just fueling this thing before I forget about it. Oh, actually it was wrong. It's not quite that much. Let's go for 160 each. A new man just subscribed to the Prime. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Welcome to you as well. And well, I also hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you very much. So 160. Let's pack the remainder of the coal in one of those chests. You know what, actually, coal uses up a lot of space. So I'm just going to distribute the remainder. If I ever need coal for graphite, well, I guess I'm going to keep like a bunch of coal for graphite left over. That does make sense. So keep those things here. Maybe I should aim to stockpile certain things in specific ways. You're back! Welcome back, Newman. How are you doing? Take care, Paul Nados, and well, have a pleasant day, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it might be for you. And good luck for whatever you need. Here's wooden wedges. We need to make wood billets in order to create wooden wedges. So that means we're going to craft a ton of wood billets now. That's the plan. Oh, those are actually more now as well. Curious enough, I should be able to use those wood billets just now as well for... a body that I will have to burn soon. It's either going to be the body that just arrives, or alternatively one that is still here. Which means I'm just going to invest the 24 wood billets into making more burning thingies. For now. Also, that room. Yeah, I kind of forgot that I needed to pick those things up at some point too. Okay, 3 is fine. You're doing better than you were a few weeks ago, recovering from a spinal issue. Ouch. That sounds painful. But I'm glad to hear you're on the way to recovery. That sounds nice. Hope it gets really pleasant very soon for you. I guess I just left the fat and blood laying around there. Less than ideal. Speaking of less than ideal, this body is kind of less than ideal. Again, I'm trying to get rid of all the red skulls, kind of as a priority on the graveyard now. So, also, now, let's go ahead and, no, don't get the mushroom, I don't want mushrooms. Just wanted the wood thingies for now, because I need to make a bunch more billets thingies. So I can make wedges. I don't know how many wedges I need. How high do they stack anyways? Like 100? Let's make 100 wedges and see how much they stack for now. Still can't chop down that tree on the graveyard corner. Probably can now. Haven't really tried. Oh, that one actually never gave me a prompt for it, so I don't think I can, but it would be interesting. Either way, maybe I just want to leave it there. Kind of looks fancy. But yeah, I might be able to. I don't know. So wood wedges, let's make 100. Reminds me of when I originally crafted a lot of wood wedges by accident, just because, oops, I selected the wrong thing. They ended up all being quite useful, and I didn't have to make any new ones, except until now. Probably a magic tree. You don't know this game, so you don't know. That's fair. I mean, it looks very magical. So they stack up to 50. Okay. Let's make 4 more. Oh, that reminds me, I'm going to have another card slice invasion in here in a second. Let's hope it doesn't crash. I haven't seen the game crash at all so far, so it should be fine. Probably. Okay. Oh, it's the day of the sermon. Whoa, card slice invasion. Just leave the card slices. Not here. Well, time to use the cellar trunk. Haven't really used that for anything else, I guess. So put the urn here, put the salt here. I'm not going to use the salt for cooking, it's just more convenient to put it there. Right. Okay, we have only one more urn, so I need to make those again sometime soon. Leave the billets here, leave the sticks here. I didn't seem to have any use for the sticks. And the pickaxe is almost done for, so going to repair it. We actually seem to have timed it pretty well. Oops, no, not that one. We seem to have timed it pretty well with how the pickaxe's durability ended up working out. There was one more grave that was kind of not in such good shape. Not negative, but it's not good either. Study not complete. I guess I could get a little bit more of that. I don't have any gravestones left, so I'm going to leave this thing there actually for now. It's okay. Right, I left everything over there so I would have more space for things, which I ended up needing, so that's good. Can I? Just going to leave one mushroom here. Put those furnaces to work. Did I guess I didn't do that. That's a good point. I should put those furnaces to before I forget about it again, though. Give me my summon thingy. I haven't memorized it yet, despite it being rather simple. Okay, I wanted to make 20 in each, making it reasonably efficient. Good heads up though for putting those furnaces to work. I kind of forgot about wanting to do that too. Wait. I make 6 with 6. And 3 with 3. How much do I make over here? Well, I guess I can check. Is this more efficient? It might just be more efficient in the end. Huh. Maybe I should upgrade the other furnaces to better thingies too. Fours versus 6s? I mean, the question is, I guess, whether... like, do I use less ore in order to make iron bars? Or is it the same equation? It's kind of curious how you sometimes pick up a little bit of faith that they put there during the sermon. Just like, he can't wait to pick it up, he has to pick it up right now. Isn't that kind of concerning when you throw your faith at someone and they just kind of end up absorbing the faith the quite literal way? Maybe. Actually, a good chunk of money do you get each time? We have those in the trunk. Great sermon. Same iron, less time. I see, so time is the only difference then. Fair enough. It ended up actually working out pretty well in terms of timing. So I'm going to put this thing back here, this thing back here. Taking 20 more with me. I don't think I need that much overall. So that's kind of everything I need. Let's go back up to the cabin, I would say. Now that we have the wooden wedges, we can start breaking down marbles. Marble, marble, marble. I should consider increasing my thingies. I'm increasing everything eventually. But that's fair. I just like to focus on one thing at a time. That's kind of how I play. Essentially trying to finish up one thing and then focusing on anything else. That way I don't try to juggle too many things at once. That's just how I like to handle it, I guess. So Guess we never need those anymore. I can actually transport them back down when I walk back down as well. That would be fine. Craft. Oh, I need to actually make a marble quarry first. Oh. Ooh, I might not have enough flitch. And I can't make any flitch here. Ah, okay, we need 3 simple iron parts, 5 nails, and 4 flitches. Someone might remember that. I didn't realize that. I know I looked at it beforehand, but it kind of slipped my mind that I needed to actually make a quarry there first before I can actually just break off stuff from it. You're a fan of GBP? I don't know what GBP is. Or GPB, I guess. Greetings to you, Chapamelos. Chupamelos? Feel free to correct me on that. Welcome, how are you doing? You have a question? What would that question be? I don't know how many simple iron parts this was. I'm just going to make a bunch and take them with me. And probably leave them up there. Then we also needed a bunch of nails. Let's just make 2 sets of nails. And last but not least, make some flitch. We actually have plenty of flitch still, so probably can just take it with me. I only need 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go back. If you upgrade to a cathedral, do you need an aristocrat papers to perform sermons? Like when I upgraded to big church, the priest didn't let me do a sermon until you had the rightful citizen papers. I have no idea, and if someone would like to answer that, please do so via Whisper or in the spoiler channel. I would appreciate that. Because for me it's like, I'm wondering about that too. I don't know. It's the first thing that crossed my mind as well. But at the same time, I think the way I want to handle it is, I'm just going to see what happens. Maybe. But I'm also probably going to prolong it a bit until I do go for upgrading to a higher level of the church. Just because I'm a little bit more wary about it now. But yeah, I do not know. Oh no. Unfortunately, I've already read it. So too bad. Marbles. You need wedges to... Oh boy. Oh. You need wedges for everything. Let's just try to use the teleport stone. Use... Sweet home. Oh, it just has a cooldown, that's it? Wow. It's okay, Lathan. Thank you. Appreciate that. I figured it would be a degradable item, the teleport stone that is, unlike everything else. So now I need to make some more pottery at this point. Just kind of as a little heads up, you probably want to be generally careful about answering such questions in someone's chat who doesn't know either. Because I'm pretty lax on that kind of thing, to be completely honest. Like, it's... oh, I kind of wanted to figure it out myself, but at the same time, I'm not too bummed out about it either. And that's okay. But I know there's quite a lot of people who really don't like that, as in streamers who stream those kinds of games. They just really want to figure out everything by themselves. And honestly, that is perfectly acceptable. Well, actually, not just acceptable, but I feel like that's how most people prefer it. I think I'm more relaxed than most people in this kind of concept and idea. Probably. Today's Merchant Day. Inquisitor thingy. How many hours in the game am I in? And days? I don't know how many days it is, but let's actually check hours real quick on Steam. I'm actually curious too. 22 hours according to the Steam thingy. Although it did end up running in the background once in a while for, let's say, about an hour. So 21 hours, I would guess, I am in so far. Maybe I want to actually organize those trunks properly at some point. Or, alternatively, I can just make a new one. Haha. I'm just lazy to organize those things, so I just throw everything into the new trunk until that one clogs up as well. Hoping that it's not going to clog up too badly. Agrees to you, Waltz. What is my church rating? Like 25 inside? I assume that's what you're asking for. Nothing too fancy. I haven't really focused on upgrading it too much yet. As does PJ and Pi, yes, Bananasaurus Rex as well. It's just for me, in a lot of cases, I'm actually kind of glad to know certain things, because then I can plan and work with those, with that information and knowledge. Whereas otherwise, it tends to get a bit weird, I guess you could say, for me, personally. Where I kind of want to figure out stuff myself, but at the same time, I like having basic mechanics explained, like even if it's not necessarily explained by the game and potentially is supposed to be figured out by yourself. I just like having more intricate knowledge of a game and then being able to apply that knowledge. That's just what I like doing. Did I already finish up the dungeon? No, I'm on level, what? I'm not even halfway through, I don't think. Welcome to you, Toast. Graveyard keeping is going quite well. Well, how are you doing? Welcome. So, in anticipation of needing more wooden wedges, I'm going to actually get about 100 more to bring up there. You also want to figure out everything yourself, Bunch. That is perfectly fine. Like, it can be really satisfying to have those aha moments when you suddenly realize how certain things work. I'm more in the camp of, I like to be clever about the strategy that results in knowing those basic mechanics. Like, I'm not too, what's the word? I will look up sometimes stuff on the wiki if I feel like, okay, I kind of would like to know how exactly this works, and then essentially use that knowledge to my advantage. I kind of like doing that. Yaga figures something out in the next stream, he regrets about it sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the kind of other side, isn't it? My memory is just horrible. So, if I've already figured out something, it's perfectly fine for people to tell me about it. But that kind of requires people to know that I figured it out last time already and then just forgot. Which, that's also kind of weird. Let's actually put all the wooden stuff into one box. Maybe I am just kind of a little worried about this now, I guess. Okay. Wooden stuff goes into the middle box here. Give me that back. Wooden stuff goes in the middle box. Huh, that chest on the left is actually barely... well, containing anything. Make actually 200 more wedges. Let's go! There was a streamer I watched a while back who was playing a game and made a critical mistake that led to the game being unbeatable, but he continued playing for many hours until he realized something wasn't right. Then chat told him many hours back he was messed up and he'd have to restart. Oh, yeah. I think if you just kind of tell the streamer, as in, like, you know that, hey, you are not going to be able to finish this way, I'm pretty sure everybody will appreciate that. Like, when you can reason it in a way where it's really, really important for you to know. Like, really important. And then I guess it's usually good courtesy to whisper maybe a mod first so they can judge whether that is actually accurate or not. But that makes sense. Hey, welcome Silas, how are you doing? Welcome. Where did I get those diamonds? I think I found them in the dungeon. Although I thought I've only found 3, so suddenly there's 4. Probably found somewhere else some more. Well, not properly. Guaranteed, I guess. So. Let's get some more carrot slices. Sounds like bad game design to me. Yes, I mean, it could be just that it's an oversight in terms of game design. And the developers just haven't gotten around to fixing it, or it's an old enough game that they are not going to fix it anymore. Which, in those cases, it's kind of important, I guess, to know certain things. So we have plenty of iron again, so we kind of finally should start working on the marble portion, I would guess. So we have the iron thing is here. Also make more carrot slices. Make more carrot slices. Looks like that's as much as I can make because I am lacking the fireplace inside. I do have some more coal here, but I could bring some coal down as well. Did I want to bring up something else? Was there something else I forgot? I feel like there was something else I forgot. Valkyrie? Like there's Valkyrie profile, there is... Actually, I don't really know any other games with Valkyrie. Valkyrie Chronicles, right, that's also a thing. Not here, there. There's a lot of compost pile. I have a lot of compost because it just kind of piles up. And I don't need the space for anything else currently, so might as well use it. We're easy enough to make anyways. Hey, local host, welcome to you as well. Your main distinction would be like, was it literally unbeaten or just couldn't get the good ending? That's a fair question to ask, I guess. I would imagine, as in my assumption was literally unbeatable, like soft-locked. If it is you just can't get the good ending, I'm personally under the impression of you just deal with it. That's your decision that you made, that's how you play it. Probably. Like, I kind of stopped going for specific things, unless I knew certain things had interesting challenges or implications to it that I kind of wanted to explore too. But then again, that's something I would need to know beforehand. Kind of going again with my point of, I kind of like knowing certain basic things beforehand. Can also bring the iron back down from here. Also, I need a ton of rocks. So let's actually finally go and put those wedges to use. That's 2 per. That's kinda neat. I thought it would be 1 per, but that's okay. Can I just put it onto the rock pile? I can, so the rock pile actually ends up not being, what's the word? A liability at all. It's pretty awesome. 4 plus 2, 6. So let's see, can I actually do anything with this here? I don't think so. I think I need to actually have a proper stone cutter too, which means I need 5 wooden planks, 8 flitch and 18 nails. I'll just go and grab those. So what was it? 5 wooden planks, 18 flitch and... no, that was 18 nails. You know what, I can actually look it up. It was like 8 of those and 18 nails. Okay, I need more nails. So let's see, wood cutter 2. Stone cutter 2, I guess. 5 planks, 8 flitch and 18 nails. 5 planks, 8 flitch and 18 nails. Good, that's all I needed. Guess I'm almost back up there. Just leave some more of the carrot slices here for now. Don't forget there's actually an entire more stockpile in the basement. Thank you, Waltz, appreciate that. Writing it down for me is always really appreciated. In Morrowind you can kill almost every NPC, even quest-related ones, so killing the wrong NPC destroys the whole quest line. That also implies to the main quest. Oh, that's unfortunate, but I guess in a sense it is the decision you made. So evil deeds don't pay off, unless you have a really good reason to kill an NPC, I guess. Like there was in Skyrim sometimes, I remember one place specifically where there was like an orphanage, and for some reason, I think you call that a matron? The lady that ran the orphanage was really not good, and I decided to just take her out rather than doing it any other way, which is not something I usually do, but I just felt like it was appropriate at the time. So that worked out actually somewhat in my favor. Let's remove this thing real quick. Some NPCs got killed during escort missions. Well, that's unfortunate then. Boom, boom, boom. I guess I could make the marble thing is right up here. Although, there would be a bit of a pain to transport, so making pieces of marble probably makes more sense in the long run. Than just transporting pieces of marble down. I was wondering whether I would get blue points for it, and you do. That's nice. You like Fallout 3, the karma thing? I think it's Fallout 3, what you say? Marble's pretty useless, except the statues. I mean, the statues are something. But that's fair. That's all I'm really going for towards... Actually, no, that's not entirely true. You can make... Oopsie... Graveyard monuments, actually the marble fences and fence 2 out of marbles. That's just kind of what I'm going to go for eventually. Cremation 2. I don't even know how to make porcelain, so I'm not going for that yet. Softness of faith. Right, allow me to make church benches. Stone sculptures. Must have added that in the recent update. I don't know. For me, it was always here. It's very possible. But yes, marble is useful to an extent. I can actually right-click as well, I just realized. I don't have to press E all the time. This is going to be way easier now that I just realized I can use the right-click. I was actually always a bit awkward with my hand position there, until just now. Doesn't work here, I need to actually specifically press F to pay respects. Good afternoon. Lyriel? Feel free to correct me not to pronounce your name. Welcome. How are you doing? It's actually a thing where I think the technology that there are marble structures you can eventually go for is not initially necessarily obvious. So it might just be that you haven't seen it, and that's the tricky thing for you. That's entirely possible. Don't forget I need to about 200 coal for the fire in my home before I go back down. Which I should probably get the coal right now rather than later, because the bell might ring anytime and I want to be there. Plus, it's going to be Sunday soon. So, now that I know that the teleport stone is a thing, there's not much of a reason to walk anymore. Like, it's a cooldown rather than anything else. Which I kind of would have preferred... Part of me would have preferred it was a destructible good. So you would need to be wary about using it. But part of me is also kind of glad. It cuts out some traveling time. Make sure to pick up the log when you're getting back. I guess we can figure out whether I can actually quick travel with a log. Sounds like a good idea to me. Limestone, coal, sulfur, coal. It's raining outside, hooray! Leaving one coal here. Realistically, I can leave all the wooden wedges here for now. Oh, marble only stacks up to 10. That's interesting. Polished brick of marble. I would need a bunch of iron chisels. I don't even know what I would need for marble structures. In fact, I probably should just go for that, considering I'm going pretty heavy into marble thingies now. Need to unlock this first. Then I need 100 more for the first marble fences and such, which I want to create some initially, just to identify them and then get the prayer points out of it. Or the blue points, I guess. Alrighty, need more prayer points for that, which I guess getting marble kind of acquires those for me. I'll probably have to polish marble bricks anyways, but I would need the thing for that. In the meantime, I guess I'm going to go for stones. That's not stones. Those are stones. You can start at the great monuments and hope they give a... That's a good point. I can now make stone great monuments. I don't even know how and where to plant those. They might just be the equivalent of, instead of using flowers, I can... Oops. Wrong thing to put them into. I can make the stone monuments now. I like your idea. They usually get planted indeed. So in order to make those, I need carved piece of stone. Oof, they are going to get expensive here. So 3 carved piece of stone. I just need stones. Means that's going to be my next goal, I guess. Just make a bunch of stone until I need to go back down for the sermon. Use up the kyre slices because we have plenty anyways. I like it when they line up like this. I could just keep going until they're all the way at the bottom. Oh no, they actually start stacking up now on top of each other. Oh, it continues. My pickaxe is going to break though, soon though. Okay, now they are starting to spaz out, so probably should start shoving them down. Oops. That wasn't good. I should start making a ton of glass again, just to get the blue points out of it. That was actually quite worthwhile last time, I would say. Takes a while to gather glass, but it is pretty worthwhile. Means going to rest here. I assume my inventory is pretty much full at this point. I think 1 stack of sand is 100. So I think there was some sand close by. Probably. Can I see it on the map by chance? Nope. Let's just go to the right side. I assume there's some sand close by. Okay, I actually have exactly 2 spots. Pick a log. Oh, right. I forgot. Oopsie. Hey, Hobo, welcome. How are you doing? A bit under the weather. Oh well. Hope you're getting over the weather quite soon again. What do you say there? Either way, hope it's going well soon. Wish you all the best, Hobo. Get well soon? Yeah, get over the weather soon or something like that. I'm sorry. But yeah, get well soon. Take good care of yourself. Drink some tea and drink some more tea. And also stay hydrated, which means actually drink some water. Your donkey hasn't shown up in days. That's unfortunate. I don't know what determines whether donkey shows up or not, whether it's specific days. You could also make a sermon so you get more bodies. I think there's one. Pretty sure there's one for those. Okay, let's go for like 66. Sure. Use to the sweet home. Whoa, carrot invasion. Well, I don't have any space. Just put all the stone things in here for now, including the sand. Need to grab my sermon. Space. I should play Portal 2 again sometime, just for fun. Wait, wrong way. So, I think I'm going to stay here, make some carved stones for a while. And then the statue subsequently, trying to see where I can place them as well. Nice. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys. Alright, let's make some carved stones. If I'm not mistaken, I need like 4 total? 3 for one and 1 for the other. We'll see in a second. We will see in a second. Oh, polished brick of stones. Well, going to make some of those. That's a lot of work. Let's just use the carrot slices until I run out again, and then I have to go for more carrots, but usually not really much of a problem. Oh, I also wanted to start heating up the furnace for some glass. Actually 66 turns out to be actually a pretty good number. Also, again, I don't think I have that much use for conical flasks. It just happens to work out reasonably well if I get those. think it's 20 per buckets and water stacks up to 50. It's a bit of a weird, awkward number combination, but just get 100 instead. And it works out quite fine. Need 3 total. Let's see. I need a ton of polished brickstones either way. Which means I will need to soon make some more chisels. Okay, my chisel just... No, it didn't run out yet. I just didn't see it drop, I guess. I have another furnace, that's accurate. Which is why I actually picked up water in the first place, now I think about it. Because now I can make more conical flasks. Hooray! Again, I don't think I have ever use for those thingies. It's mainly just for the blue points that I get out of it. I think getting multiple furnaces was one of the best moves I've made so far. The Inquisitor is not here. I'm okay with this.
I'm so refreshed. Hooray!
Just making as many polished stones until my chisel is gone. Well, that was kind of instant. Chisel, welcome back.
I resummon my chisel.
Now, carved stone. Oh, it gives me 2 per. Whoa. So this is actually more efficient now in a sense, but at the same time kind of awkward. Because now I get 2 per 3 faith, which before I think it was 1 faith per 1 carved stone. I might be wrong on this, but I think that's how it was. It's okay. Either way, I need a bunch of those anyways eventually. So, carved stones. Now, what do we do with those again? I already forgot. Of course I did. A stone sculpture and another stone sculpture. So I did only need 3 total. Sweet. Okay. Let's go and analyze those thingies kind of right away, I would guess, or would say. Also, aside from that, I'm just going to leave all the glass thingies in this chest here. Leave those here as well, but need to take them with me. I feel like it makes the most sense for me to immediately analyze the things I craft, especially if they give me tech points of interest. Your biggest gripe with this otherwise excellent game is the non-existent character creation. That's fair. I was actually thinking about it too. It's just like, you have this character. That's it. But I feel like it would be kind of a big deal to implement, yet not that big of a deal. What I mean is it's a lot of work to implement. Did I not bring the statues with me? I did not bring the statues with me. Big derp. What I mean with that is that I think it is a pretty big effort to implement this. Like, you have to do a lot of things with it. And if your system isn't, or your engine isn't initially set up for that, to handle that in the first place, it will be even more work for that matter. But on the other hand, it doesn't really affect anything else in the game, so it would be kind of a entirely separate thing to implement, making it kind of ideal, to an extent anyways, to implement just as its own unique feature without having to worry about other stuff. So character creation would be kind of nice, I do agree. So, we need... Oh, I figured I would need more signs and stuff, but this is perfectly fine. Stone sculpture. This was... that was 50 points! Holy cow! So I need more science points now, which means we need to decompose more paper. that's okay for now. That was a lot of science points. We also get stories from this. That was 50 more. Sweet. Okay, leave the stories here. Zing. Okay, that's a fine body. We can work with this. It's a good thing I invested into the surgeon thingy. That way I don't seem to make any mistakes at all anymore. Which is nice. So we're going to exhume another body with anything red. Again, I think we started at the top. Top left, now we're going work to the right. This has one red, so need to remove the fence. Need to remove the gravestone. Exhume it. Make sure to put the correct corpse in there. I wonder whether I'm ever going to make that mistake. So far I've managed to avoid the mistake. Oh, this is for... I thought you would be adding the stone sculptures like the gardens. That's fair. This is a bit too extreme for my taste to put on such a simple body. But on the other hand, it wouldn't be too bad either. 3 is better. 3 is better because that way we get the maximum out of it. But okay, that's actually really nice. Let's keep this on the side. Green see you, Sonny boys. Welcome. How are you doing? Work. Your domain is your graveyard? Pretty much, yes. Adding up all your dungeons in linked past you died in. Those are a bunch, but I probably would have buried all the bodies from the dungeons I've died in by now. Well, actually, that is not entirely true, because I do end up doing death orbs quite frequently in that game. So, alrighty. Technologies. We can make marble gravestones now. I definitely want to make one of each of those just to get the additional blue points. And afterwards I will want to more or less directly go for the marble 2 ones, just to make it nicer. Also we will have marble sculptures eventually. They are +7, whereas the marble cross 2 is not that much, but I assume they will use a lot of faith in order to create. Was this game also available for a Switch? I do not think so, no. To my knowledge it is not, unfortunately. You might be thinking of Stardew Valley, which should be available for Switch. Actually, I'm absolutely certain it is. Let's go and sell our stuff for now. Do I buy some seeds along the way? Maybe. Today's the other merchant's day. Maybe we can buy some interesting things from him that I haven't considered buying before because they were just kind of pointless. Maybe they all have a point now. Hi, how are you doing? More silk. I think I could buy 1 silk. Essentially when I buy multiple silk at a time, it increases in price. So instead of this being 2 silver, it's 2 silver, 7 copper. But buying 2 at a time is actually quite fine overall. So I think what I want to do is just buy 2 at a time. Silk is needed for making nicer church benches. I'll actually only need 4 more after this now here. hello. I have some stuff for you, good sir. Those are burial certificates. Did you give the Necronomicon to the guy in the dungeon? Yes, I did. Unfortunately, with me trying to avoid the ethically questionable actions, or straight up bad ones, let's put it that way, I'm not going to get any further there. I wonder whether I will have to make certain things I don't want to do eventually, but so far the game has always provided an alternative, which has been quite nice. I'm going to just leave the silk here for now. Necronomic... the Necronomicon. The cooking book of the dead. Nice. Somehow this game looks more appealing than Stardew Valley. It very might be. The pixel style is more refined, like more pixels per sprite, you could say. Which, in my opinion, this looks a lot better than Stardew Valley. But I don't necessarily play Stardew Valley for its looks. I kind of enjoy the simplicity of it. So, there's that too. So let's see, what do we need for the marble cross? There we go. Marble grave, that's actually really cheap. That's really cheap to make. Only 2 marbles. Well, that's going to be our go-to fence from now on. Then we need polished brick of marble and complex iron parts. Polished brick of marble, you say. We can make those really easily too. And complex iron parts. I'm still waiting for when I will eventually be able to make complex iron parts in multiples of 3 or something uses an odd number, because we keep having that one odd iron part, or complex iron part. Let's see, can I make more of those? Sure. Again, I'm making those mainly for the blue points, rather than any other use. I may have use for those eventually, I don't even know. But I'm okay with not having any use for those either. The guy who made Stardew Valley also was an artist or something like that. Yes. Actually, the art style for Stardew Valley is perfectly fine. Like, it's nothing bad. In fact, I actually enjoy it to an extent, to say the least. 7. You actually should just have barely enough for this, looks like. 79 to 159, that is 80. That's a lot of things there. Just decompose all the paper. Sweet. More stories for me. The thing is, the reason why so many indie games are pixel art is not because it's necessarily a stylistic choice. It might be a stylistic limitation, because if you're not an artist inherently, you don't really have much of an option to go for more than just pixel art. Pixel art is simple, it works. Some people even enjoy it to quite a degree, which that's nice. But really, it's mostly just a limitation of you don't really have many more options if you're not an artist. Like, some people can really dig into becoming an artist just for by virtue of digging into this entire deal of, well, getting better at this kind of artistry thing. If you look at I think the game was called Dust. That game was also created by a single person and has a pretty outstanding art style. But pixel art is really simple, and actually I dabbled a little bit into creating games, and really I went for pixel art as well, just because it was easy to make. There's not really any other reason why I went for it. It was just simple. Have a ton of the items, so low quality art is faster. Yes, low quality art is faster, it's simpler to make. You can make more of it, because it is simpler to make. You can have also a bit more freedom with it. You can do so much more thanks to it just being simpler. It really ends up just working out in your favor if you realize, well, not much I can do about that, so might as well just run with it. And in the end, if you end up being really comfortable enough to actually invest in, for the lack of a better term, a real artist to work with you, that engineer. Give me a sec. For the lack of a better term, if you are more comfortable enough eventually to invest into real artists, kind of like if you look at Scapegoat, Scapegoat 1 and Scapegoat 2. Scapegoat 2 had someone working on it that had real experience in creating art. The art style is still simple overall, but it just kind of adds a lot to the game thanks to it being just more detailed, really. And I think just by the Scapegoat 1, its pixel art looks okay. I just like Scapegoat 2 so much more. But it's just such a gigantic investment in terms of having to, well, invest into that, really. It's kind of like that. So I need more red points. So what can I analyze for red points? Steel parts we can analyze, glass I can analyze, polishing paste I can analyze, polished brick of stone and carved piece of stone. I actually don't have enough faith to do that, just thinking about it. The backseat is the comfiest. It can be comfy, honestly. But yeah, don't worry, Verlacar. It's okay if I miss things. Just kind of contemplating. I need more thief in order to look at stuff. I'm doing this here just to save, because I'm going to go on a dungeon adventure right now. Yes, that's fair, Verlacar. But what I actually... Let me refine that idea of reminder. Reminder is more in the just general sense of if I like forgot something like for the 7th time or something of that equivalent, which I just kind of really wanted to make or something like that. Alternatively, maybe a reminder for, hey, this guy told you where this item is, you just kind of forgot about it. And you don't have it anywhere in the quest log, so let me just tell you, you can find it. You can find the hiccup grass in the swamp. Stuff like that is kind of which ends up being the things I was thinking of. But yes, it's fine. Don't worry about it. What? 3. 1, 2, 3. Do you actually aim at me? 3. 1, 2, 3. It moves slightly. 1, 2. Okay, this thing again. Storming in there seems like a questionable choice. Let's see whether I can sit here. I can. So it is very predictable how he attacks, and he doesn't seem to change angle. So let's see. Are you going to change angle above once I'm past 45 degrees? It does indeed. I can just approach you from kind of over here. Black jelly, that's news. Oh, jelly is still alive, or was. Okay. Started to learn how to deal with those guys. As usual, other people are way better in expressing things like that. Thank you, Lachlan. It's pretty much exactly what Lachlan said, really. Reminder about important portions. Two, 3. Still hit me there. Do I want to? No, I don't actually want to destroy those things. I don't care enough about the materials I gain out of it. I'm not worried about it. There we go. As usual, the general problem of combat like this, fighting from above to down is really bad in these games. Actually, in this game specifically. No. Generally speaking. Zelda Link to the Past has the exact same problem where fighting it down is really bad for you most of the time. Actually, is it done? Left and right is just better. Let's put it that way. Yeah, this just hurts me way too much. Just awkward to take out those guys. Alright. I'm going back for now. If you leave before completing the level, do enemies respawn? Nope, they do not. So I can just go back and not worry about it. Let's see whether we can decompose something else by chance. Nope, only bat wings. Not really interested in that currently. What else can I do? We can use the electric powder with water. Let's see what that does. White paint? I think that's useful. I think that's useful. I don't remember what it's useful for anymore. Wait, wasn't it to make clean paper out of the mush stuff? Paper glob. I think with paper glove and white paint I can make stuff. Either way, that's useful. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Why do I have water? Oh. I guess I didn't use up the water and electric powder for that. That's strange. I would expect it to use it up actually. I have to bring it back down. Leave the water here. Let's see real quick. How much more for the crafting technologies do I need? But where is it? There it is. Right, I needed the red ones. And for that I needed to do other stuff first. Okay, okay. Which one do I go first? Marble griffins or... I don't know. Actually, as a matter of fact, I should just go ahead and craft a ton of marble fences, I would say. Kind of seems to make the most sense in my head right now. So let's just... What do I need? Just... nothing in particularly special, just marble bricks. Make a bunch of those, I would guess. Gives me a bunch of handicraft points. That's 5 per. That's kind of good, actually. That's more than I expected it to be. And with this, we can already go for the carved marble crystals. Okay, don't have enough space anymore, that's okay. Huh. Marble cross through requires a carved piece of marble. So does the plain. That's less than ideal, but marble fence 2 only requires polished marble. Either way, tells me I need more marbles. More, and more marble. You know what? Yes, red is basically crafting handiwork points, as I like to call them. Just something that you make with your own 2 hands, and it's just a skill that you acquire over the course of some time. And it's quite good overall. Can I... yes, I can put some marble around this, making this look nicer. So those grays are not really worth it for now. I might just go ahead and do a bunch of exhumation, just to make space for the upcoming bodies that should hopefully be more pleasant overall. Maybe. Don't lose your marbles. But why not? It's kind of fun finding random marbles under your furniture after you move them years later. Because it just kind of puts you back to, oh yeah, I had those sometime. long ago. It's been a while. And yes, what Atletus says, Stalker. Essentially, having a nicer graveyard, so to speak, gives you more donations. Having a nicer innard of the church gives you more pilgrims that are coming to your church for the same, for that matter. So it's kind of, you want one, but you also want the other for that matter. Oops. Come on. I think there's one more fitting on here. Not bother to heal up completely. I mean, it regenerates my energy. So I just want to use up the energy rather than lay in bed the entire time as well. I think that makes more sense. So, okay, at this point, I think I wanted to craft at least one of each of those. Oh, you actually need the higher level quality harsh piece of marbles. So... Steel chisel. Steel chisel gold value, and... That's that. I just need a steel chisel gold value, but I need specifically silver value actually in order to make those here. Basically, you can't use a higher level thing for a lower level one. But for that matter, I need 5 faith for each of them. Which means I need 10 faith to create those. Fair enough. That's the thing that bothers you sometimes, getting pushed out of the way while crafting, so you stop crafting. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I do agree. So far, generally speaking, I don't really see any reason at all to have multiple bodies in my morgue. So I wonder what that is about. Maybe so you can stay out for longer and they automatically get put onto the barn when I have some of them. I guess I've never really made any. Speaking of never really made any, let me actually go ahead and take a look at the interior of the church, because there's a few things I can make I've never actually bothered to try and make. Maybe I can make multiple of those and it's going to be useful. Do you actually know if you can always continue working on your sandwich, or is there an actually end game when it's all over? I think someone mentioned that while there is an end of the game, you can actually continue afterwards. I don't really know, however, so take that with a grain of salt. So I want to make a confessional, I guess. I'm not even sure why I want to make that, but I guess. Let's make 6 complex iron parts and 16 wooden planks. And the wooden church shrine. Could someone write that down, please? That would be handy. Which is 4 wooden beams, 4 wooden planks, and 4 simple iron parts. So 16, 6, 4, 4, 4. Embalming stuff? That's true, actually I haven't looked into embalming at all. 4, 4, 4, 16, 16 or so. Yeah, something like that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Take 4 of those, I remember that. I need 16 wooden planks. Plus 4, so I need 3 more. Four apples, 4 berries, 4 eggs. I mean, I kind of would wonder, how would a confessional look like if you make it out of apples, berries and eggs? Do you think people would come and confess more often if you had that? Or would that kind of deter them from it? Maybe if they want to avoid scurvy. Could be handy. 10. Exit is. Fair enough. So, wooden planks, 4 of those. What else was it for? 4 simple iron parts. Also complex iron parts. Make like 10 sets. I think it was 4 complex iron parts. Let's just take 10 with us. Nom 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 nom. I hope that's all we need. Seems like the urns are more space efficient than graves until I get more corpses. Yes. I guess that's an interesting point. I could just see where I can place another columbarium in order to try and figure out how to use space efficiently. That's an interesting one. So, can I actually place wall candelabras finally? I can now, so I should do that eventually. It was kind of weird that you couldn't make it. Oh, I guess that's what the confessionals are for, huh? That space. Well, I'm going to remove some things for now in this case. And wooden church shrine. How large is this? Rotate. Doesn't seem like this is supposed to be here, but sure. Put it down. I need to build it? I need to build it. What does it do for me even? +3. It didn't tell me beforehand. That's kind of interesting. I like how I can't just move those things. I have to destroy them. That's kind of fun. Confessional. I was thinking just kind of making it the wrong way around just because why not? But then again, that would be potentially counterproductive. I don't even know. Pray? There's no one to make a confession. Okay. So at some point there's someone to make a confession. Columbarium is awkward enough, it's 555s. Yeah, it's very awkward, I do agree. Praise to you, Shiva. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Maybe the desk will add moving. Maybe. I'm just amused by it, honestly. That was less than before. They're not giving me as much money anymore. What's up with that? No one to make a confession. By the way, don't actually answer that, please. Oh, take care, Shiva. Thank you for dropping by. Stone Columbarium. Now let's just take a look at this. 5x5, you say. So these things are 3x3. Which means Columbarium, I can... Yeah, this is really awkward. 5x5 would be like 4x. Is it 5x5? No, it's 4x4 actually. So 4x4, you can make 2 here. But then the bottom space is kind of unused. You can make 1 Columbarium here, but same concept. The bottom space is just going to stay unused. If we do one here, same deal. Just the bottom space is not going to get used if I do this. What is the good number? I would need 8 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no 8s. There's no 8s in this. No 8 zeros. Why do you think it was 5-5? Honestly, 5-5 would not be much better. In fact, that would be even worse. So it makes sense that it's just kind of, it's super awkward. Because really it is. Like if you could just fill it out with more plants and gardens and stuff, wherever you want it to be, that would be way more convenient. Like those things, those plants, you can only pull it in very specific places. It seems really strange to me. But yes, it is really awkward. Like if you could rotate the graves, actually they are 3x3 anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Like if they were 2x3, the graves, then you could potentially have 2 graves at the bottom and 2 stone columbariums up here. I guess 2 stone columbariums in these sections would not be too bad, so that's kind of how I would want to handle it. Same deal here. This would be fine. Not pleasant, not pretty, but fine. I'm okay with this. Alrighty, so I kind of know how and where I want to put them eventually. There's nothing you can make that is 1 width. Yeah. I would need to have something that's 2 width, which means I guess I would need to figure out what I can make in the first place. Speaking of making, let's think about this logically. How do you make acid? By the way, don't actually tell me. I'm just thinking out loud. How do you make acid? So basically, apples are kind of acidic. some various fruits are, but at the same time I'm not sure that's kind of what you're looking for. What else would be acidic? Probably jelly? But I don't think I can dissolve the jelly into any goop or anything like that. So what two things do you combine to make acid? Sulfur? Sulfur you would need. I'm pretty sure sulfur is acidic. That's illegal? Wait, what? I'm sorry. I missed something. What's illegal? Pretty sure sulfur ends up being acidic. Sulfur and water. Give me the water. Let's try. Was it sulfur? It might be. It's been a long time since I had any chemistry. Water and water. What to make water and water? Goo! You make goo out of water and water. How? Oh, that's handy. Basically everything I figured out already is here. Wait, I don't want that. Salt and water. Did I already try that? Ah, it's gone. Water and water equals Grimer. Hardly so. It would be kind of nice if it told you before, "Nah, you tried this and this is no good." Or something of that equivalent. Okay. I was so certain that I would need or use sulfur. Maybe I can dissolve sulfur here? No? Maybe it's not sulfur. What was it? What else is acidic? Like, I was just thinking ooze, but I have plenty of jelly in here and I can't seem to do anything with the jelly. In fact, it seems to be rather sweet in comparison. Do not mix that electric powder with water, that's dangerous. I mean, it makes white powder. I don't know where that white powder comes from in the end. But assuming that the water basically evaporates and gives that white powder, might just be chalk actually. And you just basically say, it's white powder, it's not chalk. It's white powder. Also, let's get rid of the goo. I don't think that's useful. I don't know. I guess stomach? I don't want to extract the stomach for acid, guys. I mean, you could say it's for science, but I don't wanna. Because some stomach acid is a thing, I guess. Gold nugget. What's my next goal anyways? Maybe smelting some iron. Silver and gold. Maybe? Not sure. Martial skills, engineer. Even your carving and jewelry look cleaner. It says cleaner. I wonder what that does for me. I don't know. It's chalk, not cocaine. I mean, yeah. I don't think that's how you make cocaine. Actually, I have no idea how to make cocaine. I was just about to say, you need those flowers. Wait, that's opium I was thinking of. That's a pretty fancy corpse. I would probably want to keep that. That's a slightly red corpse. So the question is, where do I put the columbariums first? Those are the fancy ones. This is not such a fancy one. I would need to remove 2 grays from top to bottom, so those 2 will probably be the ones to go to make another columbarium. What else can I make here? Flower beds, columbarium trunks, nothing else in here. Hello, there's no one to make a confession. I don't know how this confession thing even works, but that's okay, I don't need to know. Soft church benches. I have 2 silk, but well, fine. Wall candelabra and candelabra. I can just fill up the rest of the space with candelabras, I guess. For now. It's not sugar either. Flour? Only one way to find out what the stomach acid? I guess. I'm not going to. You can't make me. Probably. So right now I'm actually kind of lost in what to do a bit. I kind of partially blame being tired, to be honest. Master of Alchemy, maybe... I mean, Alchemy workbench too. Let's actually go for this here. Alchemy storage. Alchemy rack. Embalming liquids. Lyre injection. I probably should go for that sometime soon. Mortuary rack, embalming table. That way I can make the bodies actually way nicer overall. I mean, honestly, there's nothing wrong with trying to make the bodies look nicer. Although I have no idea how that affects when they are once in the grave, but it does. That's okay though. Embalming liquids too. So let's get the alchemy rack and advanced alchemy. Distillate, distillation cube 2. Might as well just make the cube 2, I guess. And Master of Alchemy, what does that mean? You've inhaled a lot of fumes during experiments. You've developed an inner voice that helps you measure ingredients. You'll produce 1 extra reagent from any materials. Sure, why not? Okay, let's actually get to build that for now. Would be nice if I could build something else here aside from... Oh, I can! I can make a wine press here. And wine making barrels. It's experimentation time. Right. The thing is, I don't think I need specifically an alchemy rack, but hey, why not? Where is distillation cube? Need 4 steel parts, 4 complex iron parts, 30 pieces of stone. If someone could write that down, I would be really happy. 12 flitch, 10 nails, and 4 wooden beams. Dun, 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 dun. Church workbench. Wait, do I have a church workbench? Serious question. Feel free to answer that. Do I have a church workbench? I do. Never mind. I can actually look it up. I was wondering. I actually didn't realize that they've actually displayed the name in the top left. I do have it. Never mind. Thank you, Nar. Complex ones. So. Let's see. 4 steel. Then 3 complex iron parts. 30 stones. And then the other one was... What was the other one? We'll see in a second. It's 4 and 4, not 3? Okay. I should really get that latency improvement thingy going, shouldn't I? I just didn't activate it because I felt like it doesn't make much of a difference for me. But it maybe it does. So this is just kind of a prime example of where I probably should get into embalming so I can make the bodies nicer. And actually maybe go further than just 6. In fact, that's probably how you get past 6. Most likely. I'm sorry guys, I didn't see it earlier because I wasn't creating the sandwich. Of course I did. Alchemy workbench too. I guess I don't have that either, do I? Alright, distillation cube 2. Cannot rotate. Cannot rotate. Oh, come on, don't make me place this here, please. Let's remove. I can't move this thing? What's a distillation cube anyways? I don't think I have one of those. I can make alcohol with distillation. Oh, there. That's way better placement. Wait. Okay. What was the other thing I wanted? Alchemy workbench 2 I probably should go for. Just replacing this thing. Wait, can I just upgrade this? This was an alchemy mill. Actually, no, that's a hand mixer. I don't have an alchemy mill. This is alchemy workbench, and I have to disassemble it and then reassemble a new one, it looks like. Alchemy rack. Right, I wanted to make a rack. Although, I can just use a bookshelf instead, which is way cheaper. I don't think there's much of a point in using a rack, really. But hey, it would just kind of be fancy. But I think maybe going for an alchemy workbench 2 would make more sense. So I need 2 more steel parts and 6 jointing. Okay, let's go for that. 2 steel parts and 6 jointings. Which means I should probably start making more steel parts. I think I have 2 left over still, which makes that perfect. But I will eventually run out. In fact, I might just run out straight up. Let's make some steel ingots on this one. And you, on the other hand, go for steel parts. Sounds like a plan. Alrighty. 2. Oh, I only have 1 steel part. Oh no! Well, I'm making ones, I guess. So in the meantime, let's make the jointings. So I need 6 of those. So 6 wooden beams, 12 complex iron parts, which means I need to make 10 more. And we already have enough nails. Speaking of nails, maybe I should get this perk already. Just so I make nails at random. Oh, that's way more than I need, isn't it? Whoopsie. I wanted to make 6, so I made 6 entire sets of wooden beams. I wonder if I can sell those for a good price. Probably not. They were reasonably expensive, but I don't think the wood guy has any reason to buy them. Realistically. Okay, my first set of steel parts. Only need 2. So, jointing. Wait, didn't I have more complex iron parts? Oh, I used them up. Right. I have 7, I need 12, so 6 more. For how quirky this game is in, let's say, the engine being sometimes a bit rough around the edges, I really enjoy this game. Maybe an alchemy rack would have other purposes too, aside from just being a storage. Maybe. Who knows? I don't. That's okay. So, 6 joint things I need. I highly doubt I have more than one alchemy table of use. Use of alchemy? I don't need more than one alchemy table. I think that's a better way to word it. Why am I carrying that faith around with me? Because I'm too lazy to put it anywhere down. No particular reason, really. Don't need that many. That's not all I needed, was it? I feel like I needed something else too, and I forgot what it is. Let's see. No, that was all. Oh, right, the flasks, but yeah, I already have them here. Workbench 2. You can rotate it, but not place here. It looks like you can place it here, but not really because of this box. Not sure what's up with that box. So, going to place it here, which means I need to remove the other thing first. Craft. Pick a resource. Apparently I can't craft anything. I mean, distillation implies that it should be a liquid of sorts. Kind of makes me wonder whether I can't craft those because I don't have them on me, or I need to have them specifically in a rack. Like, if you distill water, there's nothing left aside from the white powder, the chalk, and the stain. But maybe white powder is not the chalk. What else can you distill? Alcoholic things, I guess. Juice? Hang on. Here's an idea. Going to make 1 bucket of whatever that is. Guess I'm making 2 buckets. Nope, that doesn't work either. Fair enough. Jelly? It's kind of liquid. Yeah, I have jelly. I have plenty of jelly in this area here. But I don't seem to be able to select it. Fruits? Fruits? I don't think you've distilled fruits directly, but maybe the game has different opinions about that. Like you ferment... Wait. Wouldn't you need to mash up the fruits and let them sit for a while first? Toxic powder. Creating an alchemy mill. Alrighty, at least we have a recipe for... Oh my goodness. For stuff now. So toxic powder. What could be toxic powder? Probably some of the jelly. And toxic extract. Distillation cube and distillation cube too. So I imagine we need to do the same thing. Also, chaos solution is required for this. Toxic extract and toxic powder. So something toxic we can extract via distillation. Since the thing is limited here, we kind of would need to bring a bunch of materials here to test, I guess. Make wine and distill it into spirits. I can't do white paint anymore. Oh. You're right, actually. You're right, that's weird. Okay, so I needed that Alchemy Workbench 1, so they are separate. Oh well. Alright for now. The alchemy system is hard. You need a lot of stuff and you still don't know how to make anything. Yeah, it feels like you need to just bring 100,000 materials down there just to see whether you can make anything with them. This is actually one of those parts where I don't think I would be above just looking up how to make certain things. Just because I feel like that's interesting for some people to just, oh yeah, figure this out, try to make this. But eventually I'll probably just look up how to make certain things. Just because I like making the things. I like trying to figure out what my path is going to be. Not too interested in trying to just experiment endlessly until it finally works out. But that's okay. You only have one black paint so far. Well, that's something. Let's actually go and buy the license to use the left side of the graveyard, I would say, the next day, because at this point we do have a decent amount of money for it. You looked it up or tried to look up the basics, you still don't get it. Fair enough. We'll see whether it's going to be any different for me. I can transport up to 3 things if I'm clever about it. I need a ton of polished marble anyway, so it's going to be what I'm investing my points for now. The only difference really is the type of chisel I'm investing, I guess. Masons, those are your passion. Engineer. Oh. That's what the engineer perk is for. As well, so may want to go for that sooner rather than later. For now, let's just put those back, including the chisel. I wonder whether I can... No, actually, I think I already tried that. You cannot repair the chisel. You just have to make new ones. Which is an interesting way to handle that, but that's fair. Alrighty. Sleep, then go and take a look at our expanded graveyard. I guess I have to wait for the other guy. Anyways, might as well just tend to my farm. Thankfully nothing rots and decays here, even though you leave stuff too long in the earth, I guess it wouldn't necessarily rot and decay, it would just kind of be used otherwise, I guess you could say. By animals and stuff, little wormies and such. Like, this is kind of where Stardew Valley has the edge. It's way easier to just mass plant things. Like, you can't just copy paste. Makes it a bit awkward here. Not terrible, but clearly they didn't really figure it out all that well. Alrighty, let's see whether the Inquisitor likes carrots. Actually, kind of a thing I would love to see in this game, where you can't just give people random stuff. Just kind of like in Stardew Valley. I might just give the Inquisitor flowers or something like that. Maybe a log, because why not? Just give him a log. I don't know what he would do with a log. Maybe he makes it his pet or something like that. Either way, hi. Purchase permission.
I think you can be trusted as long as we have a common business interest.
Yeah, we can be business partner, but I'm not interested in anything else. Time to find out what this game is really about. Are you going to dive in? I wish you good luck and have fun, Matrick. Take care. And I see you in 2 weeks. Maybe. Here, take this as a sign of my affection. A sign of your affection. What would I give him? Oh, I would probably give him a literal sign with a crude drawing of a frog or something like that. A sign of my affection. Sure, sounds like a plan. So, we can now use the left side of our graveyard, right? Right, left, whatever, you get the idea. Grave sites. No? Unlock area. Finally, now we can use the western half of the graveyard. If you ask me, this is larger than the other half. So, just to see what the area sizes are like. So this is the same height as this one, so it doesn't make it any better. I'm basically just trying to figure out where to best place a columbarium. Here would be one columbarium, then this would be another one, then we have still 2 at the bottom left that don't really do anything. We can put 2 columbariums here side by side, then one more here, 2 at bottom left again. But this actually works decently well, although the graves are a bit awkward here because it just leaves 2 by 2 in the bottom, in the middle here left over. But could go for 2 columbariums here. Something like that. This is sort of like Stardew Valley, but instead of a farm, it's a graveyard. Yeah. Yes, I would say this is accurate enough. I would call it. Like, it's not entirely the case. It does play a fair bit different to an extent, but it's a reasonable comparison to think of that way, honestly. Perfectly fine. Like in this one, you have technology trees that you need to unlock in order to be able to craft things, rather than just having the items and the necessary basic tool sets, I guess, or machinery to make things. Can I not take this up? No. There. I guess this is by far larger than Stardew Valley. Not necessarily. I'm not entirely sure actually. But I would say, generally speaking, this game is more goal-oriented, you could say. Rather than having like, you can totally do whatever, or to an extent, what you want to do and not care about the end goal at all. It's just go for whatever you want to make out of it. But you can also just go and shoot straight for the end goal, so to speak. Like, it's a bit more defined than what you have in Stardew Valley with the community center, but it is still quite simple in its approach. I just kind of slid through that stuff. Rump the pie. Like, there's no good way of transporting that much lumber. I would like to have a little carriage maybe, where you can put like 12 of those onto a cart in order to move it around. That would be kind of a nice addition, I would say. This way I'm just going to be moving more and more of those just eventually over to my pile. So, but since I don't technically need the lumber right now, I'm not going to worry about it. Plus, I actually don't even have much space on here. In fact, that's my last one. Alrighty, but we have a lot more space now. Thankfully, we didn't have to deal with the Inquisitor any more than, well, necessary. Bring 20 firewood and 10 flyers for the next burning. No, I'm not going to do that. Bring 4 silver starfish fillets. Right, I need to do that eventually too. A wheelbarrow or something? That would be nice, yeah. 5 honey pots. The miller looks strong. Seems a kind soul. Right, we actually need to figure out how to calculate stuff. For which we probably need the engineer eventually. Questionable. Why is there no picture of the beekeeper? I have absolutely no idea. Master gatherer. You gather more resources from small plants. Bee domestication. Be my friend. Winemaking. Wait, I already unlocked that? Oh, interesting. Oh, this is where you need an alcohol distiller. It's not a distiller, it's a alcohol distiller. Crafted at fermentation barrel. Oh. That's a thing too. Oh boy. It's an entire branch I haven't even looked at yet. Just unlock this. Basically get stories when talk with people. Simple printing press. I don't even know what you want to do with that. I can make... Oh, I can make the flyers with that. But unless I can make something else, I'm not interested. A fridge pallet, keeping the bodies nice and cold, I guess. Alrighty. Let's gather the things that I made so far. And we could make more carts, or alternatively, make sure that the donkey has more to eat. Donkey's not too friendly. But at the same time, that doesn't mean we shouldn't pay him for his work. Oh well. So, I would like to point out that I think I'm done for today. So, first of all, I would like to apologize for the shorter and more erratic streams recently. In a sense, there's quite a few things going on for me currently where I'm trying to find a spot to work on more things, but at the same time, my sleep schedule is really messed up and I just don't find the necessary energy to try and fix it properly. So I hope that we can get back on track sometime soon. But I've also considered just kind of streaming at more random times whenever I'm just awake and up to the task after I had a good amount of sleep. What is a sleep schedule? Well, I think you need to make that at the church workbench with a sleep schedule. But you need clean paper, so that means you need to go and hunt more bats. You get the idea. Either way, thank you everybody for watching, for listening, for lurking. I hope you had a pleasant time. And, well, hopefully until next time. Take care everybody. Thank you very much.